Our words are giants when they do us an injury, and dwarfs when they do us a service. My hour for tea is 5:30, and my buttered toast waits for nobody. Let the music speak to us of tonight, in a happier language than our own. Any woman who is sure of her own wits, is a match, at any time, for a man who is not sure of his own temper. The books, the generous friends who met me without suspicion, the merciful masters who never used me ill. I have always maintained that the one important phenomenon presented by modern society is, the enormous prosperity of fools. I have always held the old-fashioned opinion that the primary object of work of fiction should be to tell a story. Yes. The books, the generous friends who met me without suspicion, the merciful masters who never used me ill. The only years of my life that I can look back on with something like pride. Early and late, through the long winter nights and the quiet summer days, I drank at the fountain of knowledge, and never wearied of the draught. Your tears come easy, when you're young, and beginning the world. Your tears come easy, when you're old, and leaving it. I burst out crying. We neither know nor judge ourselves, others may judge, but cannot know us. God alone judges and knows us. Some of us rush through life, and some of us saunter through life. Mrs. V.C. sat through life. Women can resist a man's love, a man's fame, a man's personal appearance, and a man's money, but they cannot resist a man's tongue when he knows how to talk to them. The law will argue anything, with anybody who will pay the law for the use of its brains and its time. I never paid you a compliment, Rachel, in my life. Successful love may sometimes use the language of flattery, I admit. But hopeless love, dearest, always speaks the truth. I am not against hasty marriages where a mutual flame is fanned by an adequate income. The woman who first gives life, light, and form to our shadowy conceptions of beauty, fills a void in our spiritual nature that has remained unknown to us till she appeared. Sympathies that lie too deep for words, too deep almost for thoughts, are touched, at such times, by other charms than those which the senses feel and which the resources of expression can realize. The mystery which underlies the beauty of women is never raised above the reach of all expression until it has claimed kindred with the deeper mystery in our own souls. The dull people decided years and years ago, as everyone knows, that novel writing was the lowest species of literary exertion, and that novel reading was a dangerous luxury and an utter waste of time. The evening advanced. The shadows lengthened. The waters of the lake grew pitchy black. The gliding of the ghostly swans became rare and more rare. Habits of literary composition are perfectly familiar to me. One of the rarest of all the intellectual accomplishments that a man can possess is the grand faculty of arranging his ideas. Immense privilege. I possess it? Do you? The horrid mystery hanging over us in this house gets into my head like liquor, and makes me wild. And earth was heaven a little the worse for wear. And heaven was earth, done up again to look like new. No sensible man ever engages, unprepared, in a fencing match of words with a woman. I sadly want a reform in the construction of children. Nature's only idea seems to be to make them machines for the production of incessant noise. Where is the woman who has ever really torn from her heart the image that has been once fixed in it by a true love? Books tell us that such unearthly creatures have existed, but what does our own experiences say in answer to books? She looked so irresistibly beautiful as she said those brave words that no man alive could have steel his heart against her.